What if your English is not slow because you lack words, but because your brain was trained to build sentences the wrong way? You know the feeling. You understand English, yet your mind freezes when it is time to speak. The English sentence method will show you how to change that, and it begins with the habit quietly killing your fluency. Chapter 1. The habit killing your fluency. The habit killing your fluency is stopping before every sentence. You know what you want to say, but your mind becomes too busy. You think about grammar. You search for the perfect word. You ask yourself, is this sentence correct? Then fear enters. You worry that people may laugh at your mistake, so you stay silent. But while you are thinking, the conversation moves forward. Fluent speakers do not wait for perfect sentences. They use the words they already know. They begin with small and clear sentences. Instead of trying to say something difficult, say, I do not understand. Please say that again. I need more time. I want to try again. I do not know the right word. These sentences are simple, but they keep the conversation alive. Remember this. A small sentence spoken with courage is better than a perfect sentence that never leaves your mouth. Mistakes do not stop fluency. Fear of mistakes stops fluency. Your first goal is not to sound perfect. Your first goal is to open your mouth, use simple words, and keep moving. The more you speak, the easier speaking becomes. Fluency begins when you stop waiting and start using the English you already have. Chapter 2. The code inside every sentence. English sentences may look different, but many of them are built from the same small patterns. This is the secret most learners never see. You do not need to create every sentence from nothing. You only need to learn the hidden frame inside it. Look at this pattern. I need. Now add one idea. I need help. I need water. I need more time. I need to practice. The words change, but the frame stays the same. That frame is the code. Fluent speakers use these patterns without thinking. They do not build every sentence word by word. Their brain remembers complete sentence shapes. Here is another pattern. I am going to study. I am going to call her. I am going to start today. One simple pattern can open the door to many new sentences. This is why learning patterns is more powerful than learning random words. A word gives you one small piece. A pattern shows you how to use that piece. Do not ask, how can I remember every English sentence? Ask, what pattern is hiding inside this sentence? Once you see the pattern, English becomes less confusing. You stop guessing. You begin building. And slowly your brain starts creating complete sentences almost automatically. Chapter 3. Stop chasing words. Many learners try to speak English one word at a time. First, they search for one word. Then they search for the next word. Then they stop because they do not know what comes after that. This makes speaking slow, painful, and tiring. The real problem is not that you know too few words. The problem is that your words are standing alone. A single word is weak, but a group of words is ready to speak. Do not only learn the word want. Learn. I want to. Do not only learn the word think. Learn. I think that. Do not only learn the word know. Learn. I do not know. These small groups are like ready-made roads inside your mind. You only need to choose where the road will go. I want to learn. I want to leave. I want to speak better. I think this is useful. I think we should wait. I do not know the answer. I do not know what happened. Now your brain is not building every sentence from zero. It already has a strong beginning. You only need to finish the thought. This is how fluent speakers talk so quickly. They do not chase every word. They use groups of words their brain already knows. Start collecting useful sentence parts, not random words. Repeat them aloud. Use them in different ways. The more complete groups you learn, the faster your sentences will appear. Stop chasing words. Train your brain to grab the whole sentence. Chapter 4. One pattern. Thousands of sentences. Most learners think they need to memorize thousands of complete sentences, but that is not true. You do not need thousands of sentences. You need a small number of powerful patterns. A pattern is like a sentence machine. You place a new idea inside it, and it gives you a new sentence. Look at this pattern. I want to. Now change only the ending. I want to learn. I want to travel. I want to speak clearly. I want to understand English movies. I want to feel confident. I want to practice every day. One small pattern has already created many useful sentences. Now look at another one. I need to. I need to study. I need to leave. I need to call my friend. I need to improve my listening. I need to stop being afraid. The pattern stays the same. Only the final idea changes. This is one of the fastest ways to train your brain. You are not starting from zero every time. Your brain already knows the first part. It only needs to add the new idea. Think of a pattern like a strong tree. The main sentence is the trunk. The new endings are the branches. One trunk can grow many branches. One pattern can grow hundreds of sentences. Here is another useful pattern. I am trying to learn. I am trying to speak faster. I am trying to understand this lesson. I am trying to use English every day. I am trying to think in English. Now ask yourself one important question. Can I change the person? Yes. He is trying to learn. She is trying to improve. They are trying to understand. Now the same pattern becomes even more powerful. You can also change the time. I tried to learn. I am trying to learn. I will try to learn. The pattern is still helping you. This is why patterns are so powerful. They teach your brain how English moves. They show you where the words belong. They help you speak without building everything slowly. Here is a simple practice. Choose one pattern every day. For example, I usually, then create 10 sentences. I usually wake up early. I usually drink tea. I usually study at night. I usually watch English videos. I usually speak with my friend. Do not only read the sentences, say them aloud. Say them slowly first, then say them again with more speed. After that, change the subject. My brother usually wakes up early. My friend usually studies at night. My teacher usually speaks clearly. Now change the sentence into a question. Do you usually wake up early? Do you usually study at night? Do you usually watch English videos? From one pattern, you now have statements, new subjects, and questions. This is how one pattern becomes many sentences. Do not practice one sentence once and forget it. Stretch it, change it, turn it around. Use it with new words. Use it with new people. Use it in the past, present, and future. The goal is not to memorize every example. The goal is to teach your brain the shape of the sentence. When the shape becomes familiar, speaking becomes easier. Your brain begins to feel what sounds right. You stop asking yourself where every word should go. The pattern starts guiding you. This is how automatic English is built. Not by learning everything at once, not by reading long grammar rules, but by using one useful pattern again and again until it becomes part of you. Start small. Choose one pattern. Build 10 sentences. Speak them aloud. Change them. Use them the next day. Then choose another pattern. One pattern today. Another pattern tomorrow. Soon your brain will hold hundreds of sentence shapes, and from those shapes, thousands of sentences will begin to appear. Chapter 5. Destroy the translation trap. The translation trap begins before you speak. First, you think in your own language. Then you search for English words. Then you check the grammar. By the time the sentence is ready, the moment is gone. This is why speaking feels slow. Your brain is taking the longest road. To speak faster, start with very small English thoughts. When you feel tired, think, I need rest. When you feel hungry, think, I want food. When you see rain, think, it is raining. When you are late, think, I need to hurry. Do not try to translate long and difficult ideas. Start with what you can see, feel, and do. Say, I am opening the door. I am checking my phone. I am going outside. I will finish this later. These simple thoughts teach your brain to connect real life directly with English. At first, it may feel strange. That is normal. Your old habit is strong because you have used it for years. But every small English thought builds a new path. The more you use that path, the faster it becomes. Do not fight translation with more grammar. Fight it with simple English used every day. See the idea. Choose a pattern. Say the sentence. Keep moving. One day, you will answer before translation begins. And that is the moment English starts becoming automatic. Chapter 6. Rewire your brain for automatic English. Your brain becomes good at what you repeat. If you repeat fear, you become faster at feeling afraid. If you repeat silence, you become better at staying silent. But if you repeat English sentences every day, your brain slowly learns how to build them without struggle. This is how automatic English begins. It does not happen because you study one difficult lesson. It happens because you train the same useful sentence shapes again and again. Think about a child learning to walk. The child falls many times, but the child does not stop and study the rules of walking. The child stands up and tries again. After many small tries, walking becomes natural. Speaking English works in a similar way. At first, every sentence feels slow. You think about the first word, then the second word, then the grammar, then the ending. But with the right practice, your brain begins to remember the whole shape. The sentence starts coming as one complete idea. This is what it means to rewire your brain. You are teaching your mind a new path. The old path says, think in your language, translate it, check every word, be afraid of mistakes. The new path says, see the idea, use a pattern, say the sentence, keep moving. At first, the old path feels stronger because you have used it for many years. But every time you think in simple English, you make the new path stronger. Every time you speak without translating, you make it stronger. Every time you repeat a useful pattern, you make it stronger. Soon, the new path becomes easier. Then it becomes faster. Finally, it becomes natural. You do not need hours of practice every day. You need a small practice that you can repeat. Choose 5 useful patterns. For example, I need to, I want to, I am trying to, I usually, I do not know. Now create 5 sentences from each pattern. I need to study, I need to leave, I need to rest, I need to call him, I need to speak more. Then move to the next pattern. I want to improve, I want to travel, I want to understand, I want to speak clearly, I want to feel confident. Say every sentence aloud. Do not only read it with your eyes. Your brain needs to hear your voice. Your mouth needs to feel the words. Your ears need to hear the sentence. When you speak aloud, many parts of your body learn together. This makes the sentence stronger inside your memory. Now try a powerful exercise. Look around the room and describe what you see. The door is open. The light is on. My phone is on the table. I am sitting on a chair. The room is quiet. This may look too simple, but simple practice is exactly what makes English automatic. Your brain learns to connect real life with English words. You see something and the English sentence appears. You do not wait for translation. You do not open a grammar book. You simply notice and speak. You can do the same thing with your actions. While making tea, say, I am boiling water. I am holding the cup. I am adding sugar. I am drinking tea. While walking, say, I am going outside. I am walking slowly. I can see many people. I am going to the shop. This is called living with English. You are no longer waiting for a lesson. Your daily life becomes the lesson. Another strong method is question and answer training. Ask yourself a simple question. What are you doing? Then answer. I am studying English. What did you do this morning? I cleaned my room. What will you do tomorrow? I will practice speaking. What do you usually eat? I usually eat eggs and bread. This exercise trains your brain to answer quickly. Real conversations are full of questions. When you practice answering simple questions, you prepare your brain for real speaking. Do not give yourself too much time. Try to answer in 3 seconds. The answer does not need to be perfect. It only needs to come out. Speed grows from simple practice. Confidence grows from speed. The faster your brain finds a sentence, the less time fear has to stop you. You should also repeat the same patterns on different days. Many learners practice a sentence once and then forget it. But your brain needs to meet the sentence many times. Say it today. Use it tomorrow. Change it the next day. Bring it back after 1 week. Repetition is not boring when it is building freedom. Every repeated sentence is teaching your brain, this is normal. This is safe. I know how to say this. After enough repetition, the sentence no longer feels new. It feels like part of you. You can also use the shadow method. Listen to one short English sentence, pause it, then repeat it with the same speed and feeling. For example, I am not sure about that. Listen. Pause. Repeat. I am not sure about that. Say it again. Then change one part. I am not sure about this. I am not sure about tomorrow. I am not sure what happened. Now you are not only copying, you are building. This is where real learning happens. Copy the sentence first. Change it second. Use it in your own life third. That simple process can change the way you speak. Do not train with very difficult sentences. Difficult sentences may make you feel smart, but useful sentences make you fluent. Practice the English you need every day. I am coming. I will call you later. Please give me a minute. I do not understand. Can you say that again? I think this is better. I need some help. These sentences may look small, but they appear in real conversations again and again. The more useful the sentence, the more valuable the practice. There will be days when you feel slow. There will be moments when you forget easy words. Do not think your practice is failing. Your brain is still building. A seed does not become a tree in one night, but every day, something changes under the ground. Your English can grow in the same quiet way. You may not notice the change every day. Then one day, someone will ask you a question. You will answer quickly. You will hear your own sentence and think, I did not translate that. That moment is proof. Your brain has started to change. Remember, automatic English does not mean perfect English. It means English that comes without heavy struggle. It means you can speak before fear closes your mouth. It means you trust simple words. It means your brain knows the road. Train for 10 minutes every day. Use 5 patterns. Create new endings. Speak aloud. Describe your actions. Ask and answer questions. Listen, repeat, and change the sentence. Keep the practice simple. Keep it daily. Your brain does not need more pressure. It needs more clear repetition. Every sentence you repeat is a small step. Every pattern you use is a new road. Every time you speak, the road becomes stronger. And when that road becomes strong enough, you will stop pushing English out. It will begin to come naturally. There is one important truth you must understand. Your brain does not learn English only when you sit with a book. Your brain learns from what you do again and again. If you use English for only 10 minutes in one lesson, but spend the rest of the day thinking only in your first language, English will always feel like a visitor inside your mind. It will enter for a few minutes, then it will leave. To make English automatic, you must invite it into your normal life. You must use English when you wake up. Use it when you eat. Use it when you walk. Use it when you make plans. Use it when you remember something. Use it when you speak to yourself. You do not need to speak long or difficult sentences. You only need to keep English alive inside your mind. When you wake up, think, I am still tired. I need to get up. Today will be busy. I have many things to do. I will practice English today. When you look outside, think, the weather looks good. The street is quiet. People are going to work. The sun is very bright. These sentences are simple, but do not think simple practice is weak. Simple practice builds speed, and speed is what turns knowledge into fluency. Many learners know difficult words, but they cannot use easy words quickly. That is why they freeze. Your goal is not to fill your mind with heavy words. Your goal is to make useful English easy to reach. Think about the things you use every day. Your phone, your shoes, your door, your chair. You do not need to search for them. You know where they are because you use them often. English sentences can become the same. When you use a sentence often, your brain knows where to find it. You no longer search for every word. The sentence is ready. This is why repetition is not punishment. Repetition is preparation. It prepares the sentence for the moment you truly need it. Imagine someone asks, "Why are you late?" You do not have time to open a grammar book. You do not have time to translate every word. You need a ready sentence. I missed the bus. There was a lot of traffic. I left home late. I could not find my keys. When these sentence shapes are familiar, the answer comes quickly. But when you have never practiced them, your mind begins searching. You know the idea, but you cannot bring it out. So train before the real moment comes. Practice the small sentences you may need in real life. At a shop, how much is this? Do you have a smaller size? I am just looking. I would like to buy this. At work, I will finish it today. I need more information. Can you explain this again? I am working on it. With a friend? What are you doing? How was your day? I have not seen you for a long time. Let us meet tomorrow. These are not only sentences, they are tools. And every useful tool must be kept ready. There is another powerful way to rewire your brain. It is called sentence linking. Most learners practice one sentence and stop, but real speaking does not stop after one sentence. You need to train your brain to connect one sentence to another. Start with one simple sentence. I woke up late. Now add one more. I woke up late, so I missed breakfast. Add another. I woke up late, so I missed breakfast, and I had to leave quickly. Add one more. I woke up late, so I missed breakfast, and I had to leave quickly because I had an important meeting. You started with 4 simple words. Then you grew the idea step by step. This is how longer speech becomes easy. Do not try to create one giant sentence at once. Build it like stairs. One small step, then another, then another. You can practice with your daily life. I went to the market. I went to the market because I needed some food. I went to the market because I needed some food, but the shop was closed. I went to another shop and bought what I needed. Now you are not only learning sentences, you are learning how to tell a story. Storytelling is one of the best ways to make English automatic. Every evening, tell yourself the story of your day. Do not worry if your day was not exciting. Say what happened. I woke up at 7. I made tea. I checked my phone. I answered some messages. I started my work. I felt tired in the afternoon. I rested for a few minutes. I finished my work at night. This practice teaches your brain how to speak about the past. The next morning, speak about your plans. Today I will finish my work. I am going to call my friend. I need to visit the shop. I will practice English after dinner. Now you are training the future. During the day, describe what is happening. I am waiting. I am working. I am eating. I am listening to music. Now you are training the present. Past, present, and future can become part of your normal day. You do not need a difficult grammar lesson every time. You need real use. English becomes strong when it is connected to your real life. Your own life is easier to remember than random examples from a book. You remember your family. You remember your work. You remember your problems. You remember your plans. So use these things to create English sentences. Say, my brother works in a shop. My mother makes very good food. My friend called me yesterday. I have an important task today. I want to save more money. I am trying to improve my life. These sentences have meaning for you, and meaningful sentences stay in the mind longer. Another important part of automatic English is learning how to continue when you forget a word. Many learners stop the whole conversation because one word is missing. Do not do this. A missing word is not the end of the sentence. Use another way to explain it. Imagine you forget the word umbrella. You can say, the thing we use in the rain. If you forget the word refrigerator, you can say, the machine that keeps food cold. If you forget pharmacy, you can say, the place where we buy medicine. This is a very powerful skill. It teaches your brain to keep moving. Fluent speaking does not mean you always know the perfect word. It means you can continue even when the perfect word is missing. Learn some rescue phrases. I do not know the exact word. It is something like, it is a thing you use for, it is a place where, it is a person who. Let me explain it another way. These phrases protect your conversation. They give your brain more time. They keep you speaking. When you stop after every mistake, you teach your brain that mistakes are dangerous. But when you continue, you teach your brain that mistakes are normal. This changes everything. Your brain learns. I can make a mistake and still speak. I can forget a word and still explain. I can feel nervous and still continue. This is how confidence is built. Confidence does not come before practice. Confidence comes from surviving many small mistakes. Every time you make a mistake and continue, fear becomes weaker. Every time you speak without running away, courage becomes stronger. You should also train your speed slowly. Do not try to speak very fast on the first day. First, speak clearly, then speak again a little faster. Take one sentence. I am going to practice English tonight. Say it slowly. I am going to practice English tonight. Say it again at a normal speed. Then say it one more time without stopping. Do this with 5 sentences. The first time is for understanding. The second time is for comfort. The third time is for speed. You can call this the 3-speed method. Slow, normal, natural. Do not force your mouth. Let it learn step by step. Your mouth needs training just like your brain. Some words may feel difficult at first. Your tongue may stop. Your voice may feel strange. That is normal. You are using your mouth in a new way. Repeat the sentence until it feels lighter. Not perfect, just lighter. A sentence becomes automatic when your mouth can say it without fighting every word. Recording your voice can also help. Many learners are afraid to hear themselves, but your voice is one of your best teachers. Choose one simple topic. Speak for 1 minute. You can talk about your home, your work, your family, your plans, your favorite food. Do not stop the recording when you make a mistake. Keep speaking. After 1 minute, listen. Do not only look for problems. Notice what you did well. Maybe you spoke for 20 seconds without stopping. Maybe you used a new pattern. Maybe you corrected yourself. Maybe your sentence was clearer than yesterday. Small wins matter. When you only search for mistakes, practice becomes painful. When you notice improvement, practice becomes exciting. After listening, choose only one thing to improve. Do not try to fix everything. Maybe you stopped too many times. Practice speaking with fewer stops. Maybe you repeated one word too much. Practice using another word. Maybe your sentence was too long. Practice using shorter sentences. One improvement at a time is enough. Your brain grows better with clear training. Too much pressure creates fear. Clear practice creates progress. You can also use a 1-minute sentence challenge. Choose one pattern. I think. Now speak for 1 minute using that pattern. I think English is important. I think daily practice is helpful. I think many learners study too much grammar. I think speaking should be simple. I think mistakes are part of learning. You may repeat the pattern many times. That is good. Repetition makes the pattern faster. The goal is not to create a perfect speech. The The goal is to make one sentence beginning easy and automatic. The next day, choose another pattern. I remember my first English class. I remember feeling very nervous. I remember learning my first sentence. I remember speaking to a foreign person. I remember making many mistakes. One pattern gives your mind a clear road. Without a road, your thoughts can become lost. With a pattern, your thoughts know where to go. Another strong exercise is changing one sentence in many ways. Start with, I study English every day. Change the person. She studies English every day. Change the time. I studied English yesterday. Change the future. I will study English tomorrow. Make it negative. I do not study English at night. Make it a question. Do you study English every day? Add a reason. I study English every day because I want to speak better. Add a feeling. I feel happy when I study English. One sentence can become a full lesson. This is how you train deeply. Do not always run to a new sentence. Stay with one sentence and explore it. Turn it into a question. Turn it into a negative sentence. Change the person. Change the time. Add a reason. Add a place. Add a feeling. This makes your brain flexible, and flexibility is a big part of fluency. Fluent speakers do not only remember fixed sentences, they can change them quickly. You are teaching your brain to do the same. You should also practice listening and answering. Listen to a simple question. What do you do in the morning? Answer immediately. I usually drink tea. Then add more. I usually drink tea and check my phone. Then add one reason. I usually drink tea because it helps me wake up. Now answer the same question in another way. In the morning, I prepare for work. Again, I normally start my day very early. One question can have many correct answers. This teaches your brain not to depend on one perfect sentence. There is no single perfect answer in a conversation. There are many simple ways to share the same idea. This truth can remove a lot of fear. You do not need to find the best sentence. You only need to find a clear sentence. Clear English is good English. Simple English is real English. Spoken English does not need to sound like a difficult book. It needs to carry your meaning from your mind to another person. That is success. Create a small daily training system. In the morning, speak 5 sentences about your plans. During the day, describe 5 actions. In the evening, speak 5 sentences about what happened. Before sleeping, repeat 5 useful patterns. This does not take hours, but it keeps English active throughout your day. Morning. Today I need to work. I am going to practice speaking. I will call my friend. I want to finish an important task. I hope today goes well. During the day, I am opening my computer. I am writing a message. I am feeling hungry. I need to take a break. I am going outside. Evening, I finished my work. I spoke to my friend. I learned something new. I felt tired today. I will do better tomorrow. This is how English becomes part of your life. Not only a school subject, not only a book, not only a video, a living part of your day. Do not wait until you feel ready. Practice is what makes you ready. Do not wait until fear disappears. Speaking is what makes fear disappear. Do not wait until you know every word. Use the words you know now. Your brain changes when you show it the same new path many times. The path from an idea to an English sentence. At first you will walk slowly. Then you will walk with more confidence. Later you will move without thinking about every step. That is automatic English. It is not magic. It is not talent. It is not something only special people can achieve. It is the result of small actions repeated with patience. Every morning sentence matters. Every spoken pattern matters. Every mistake you survive matters. Every time you continue instead of stopping, your brain learns something powerful. I can speak English. Keep giving your brain this message. Speak when you are alone. Speak when the sentence is simple. Speak when you are not sure. Speak even when you make a mistake. The more often English leaves your mouth, the easier it becomes for English to return. One day you will notice that the pause is shorter, the words are closer, the sentence comes faster. You will answer a question without building the whole sentence inside your head first. You will say something, then suddenly realize, I spoke without translating. That moment will not come from one perfect lesson. It will come from hundreds of small moments. A sentence while walking, a pattern while cooking, a question answered aloud, a mistake followed by another sentence. These small moments are rewiring your brain. Keep going. Your progress may be quiet, but it is real. Your sentences may still be simple, but they are becoming faster. Your English may not be perfect, but it is becoming alive. And living English will always take you further than perfect English that remains silent. Chapter 7. when English starts speaking through you. There comes a moment in every learner's journey when English begins to feel different. At first, every sentence feels like work. You search for words, you think about grammar, you translate inside your mind. You stop, you begin again. You worry about being wrong. Even a small sentence can feel heavy, but after enough practice, something begins to change. The change is quiet. You may not notice it at first. One day, someone asks you a simple question. You answer. Then, a few seconds later, you realize something surprising. You did not translate. You did not plan every word. You did not check every grammar rule. The sentence simply came out. That is the moment English starts speaking through you. It does not mean your English is perfect. It does not mean you will never make another mistake. It means your brain has started to trust the language. It means the road between your thoughts and your mouth is becoming clear. Before, the road was full of stops. Now, the words are beginning to move. This moment is not magic. It is the result of every small sentence you repeated, every pattern you practiced, every mistake you made, every time you spoke even when you felt afraid, every time you continued instead of becoming silent. All of those small moments were building something inside you. They were teaching your brain, I know how to do this. At the beginning, you were trying to speak English. Now, English is slowly becoming a natural way to share your thoughts. This is the final goal. Not perfect grammar, not a perfect accent, not difficult words. The real goal is freedom. The freedom to speak without fear. The freedom to answer without waiting too long. The freedom to use simple words with confidence. The freedom to stay inside a conversation. Many learners believe fluency means speaking very fast, but speed alone is not fluency. Some people speak fast and still do not speak clearly. Real fluency means your thoughts can move into English without too much pain. You may still pause. You may still forget a word. You may still make a mistake, but you do not feel trapped. You know how to continue. That is real progress. Imagine someone asks, "How was your day?" In the past, your mind may have become busy. Should I use the past tense? Which word should I choose? What if my sentence is wrong? Now you simply answer, "My day was busy, but it was good." Then you continue, "I finished my work early and I went out with a friend." The sentence is not difficult, but it is alive. It carries your meaning. That is what language is for. English is not a test paper. It is not a list of rules waiting to punish you. It is a bridge. It helps your thoughts travel from your mind to another person. When the message crosses the bridge, communication has happened. That is success. Sometimes learners destroy this success because they compare themselves to native speakers. They hear someone speaking quickly and think, "I will never speak like that." But remember something important. That person has used the language for thousands of hours. You are still building your road. Do not judge your first steps by someone else's long journey. Judge yourself by your own past. Can you answer faster than before? Can you speak longer than before? Can you use a pattern without thinking too much? Can you continue after a mistake? Can you understand more? Can you express more? These are the signs that English is becoming part of you. Fluency does not arrive in one giant moment. It arrives in small signs. You answer before translating. You remember a phrase at the right time. You understand a sentence without changing it into your language. You tell a short story without stopping after every word. You correct yourself and continue. You laugh during an English conversation. You forget that you are practicing. These moments are very important. They show that English is moving from your memory into your natural speech. At first, you learn English with attention. Later, you begin to use it with less attention. Think about driving a car. At the beginning, a new driver thinks about everything: the hands, the feet, the road, the mirrors. Every small action needs attention. After enough practice, many actions become automatic. The driver does not stop thinking completely, but the movement becomes easier. Speaking English is similar. At first, you think about every part: the subject, the verb, the word order, the tense, the ending. After enough practice, the sentence shape becomes familiar. Your brain starts putting the pieces together quickly. You do not need to control every small part. The pattern carries you. This is why the work from the earlier lessons matters. You stopped waiting for perfect English. You learned the code inside sentences. You stopped chasing single words. You practiced powerful patterns. You began breaking the translation habit. You rewired your brain through daily use. Now all those lessons come together. This is the point where practice becomes instinct. But be careful. Some learners reach this stage and become impatient. They begin to think, "Why am I not completely fluent yet?" They forget how far they have come. Do not turn progress into pressure. When English begins to come naturally, protect that progress. Do not attack yourself for every mistake. Do not return to fear. Do not make speaking heavy again. Let your English grow. A child learning a language makes many mistakes. The child does not feel ashamed. The child keeps talking. The child repeats. The child listens. The child changes. That is why the child improves. You need the same courage, not childish English, childlike courage. The courage to speak before everything is perfect. The courage to try again. The courage to use the words you have. The courage to learn while speaking. When English starts speaking through you, mistakes do not disappear. Your relationship with mistakes changes. Before, one mistake could stop you. Now, one mistake becomes a small moment. You notice it. You correct it if you can. Then you move forward. Suppose you say, "Yesterday I go to the market." You notice the mistake. You say, "Sorry, yesterday I went to the market." Then you continue the story. That is fluency. Fluency is not never making a mistake. Fluency is not allowing one mistake to destroy the whole conversation. You will also learn how to use simple words in powerful ways. Many learners believe strong English must use difficult vocabulary, but some of the most useful sentences are very simple. I agree. I am not sure. That makes sense. I understand your point. Let me think. I need a moment. Can you explain that? I see it differently. These phrases are not difficult, but they help you enter real conversations. They give you time. They show your feelings. They help you agree or disagree. They help you stay connected. When you can use these phrases naturally, English begins to feel like a tool you own. You are no longer only repeating textbook sentences. You are using English to become yourself. This is a beautiful stage. Your humor can enter the language. Your opinions can enter the language. Your memories can enter the language. Your hopes can enter the language. Your personality can enter the language. Before, you may have felt like a smaller person when speaking English. You knew many things, but you could not express them. You had stories, but you could not tell them. You had ideas, but the words did not come. This can feel painful. You may sound simple even when your thoughts are deep, but do not feel ashamed. Your mind is not weak. Your language road is still growing. As that road becomes stronger, more of you will be able to cross it. You will begin to explain what you truly think. You will begin to tell longer stories. You will begin to describe your feelings more clearly. You will begin to ask better questions. You will begin to take part instead of only listening. That is when English stops feeling like a school subject. It starts feeling like another voice inside you. Your first language may still be stronger. That is normal. But English becomes available. It becomes ready when you need it. Imagine you travel to another country. You need help. You ask for it. You meet a new person. You begin a conversation. You do not understand something. You ask them to repeat it. You make a mistake. You smile and try again. You do not feel powerless. That is what automatic English gives you. It does not only give you sentences, it gives you choices. You can meet people you could not speak with before. You can understand ideas that were once closed to you. You can watch, listen, ask, explain, and connect. A new language opens new doors, but those doors do not open because you memorized 1,000 rules. They open because you learned how to use simple English in real moments. There is one more change that happens at this stage. You begin to hear English differently. Before, a fast sentence may have sounded like noise. Now you start hearing groups of words. You hear, "I don't know." "Do you want to?" "I'm going to." "Could you help me?" You no longer hear every word as a separate sound. You hear patterns. This makes listening easier. And when listening becomes easier, speaking becomes easier too. Why? Because your brain collects real sentence shapes from what you hear. The more you hear a useful pattern, the more familiar it becomes. The more familiar it becomes, the easier it is to use. This is why listening and speaking must grow together. Listen to simple English that you can mostly understand. Do not always choose the hardest video. Do not always test yourself with very fast speakers. Choose material that lets you hear the patterns clearly. Listen to one short part. Repeat it. Notice the sentence shape. Then use that shape with your own idea. For example, you hear, "I was about to leave." Repeat it. Then create, "I was about to call you." "I was about to start working." "I was about to go to sleep." Now the sentence is no longer only something you heard. It becomes something you can use. This is how English enters you. You hear it. You repeat it. You change it. You use it. Over time, your brain builds a large collection of ready language. These sentences do not sit inside your mind like dead information. They become active. They wait for the right moment. it. Then, during a conversation, they appear. Sometimes a sentence will leave your mouth before you remember learning it. You may surprise yourself. You may say, "That depends on the situation." Then think, where did that come from? It came from your training. It came from listening. It came from repetition. It came from using patterns again and again. Your brain was learning even when you did not feel it. This is why you must trust the process. Progress is not always loud. Sometimes it happens quietly. You practice for days and feel no change. Then one conversation shows you the truth. You are faster. You are calmer. You understand more. You speak longer. The change was growing under the surface. Do not stop because you cannot see progress every day. A person does not become stronger after one exercise. Strength grows through many repeated actions. English works the same way. One sentence, one pattern, one answer, one story, one conversation. Each one makes the next one easier. But automatic English also needs real use. Practice alone is important, but at some point you must use English with people. This may feel frightening. That is normal. Start small. You do not need a long conversation. Say hello. Ask one question. Give one answer. Send one voice message. Join one short call. Order something in English. Ask for information. Every real use teaches your brain that English is not only practice, it is communication. And real communication creates strong memory. You remember the sentence because it mattered. Maybe you asked someone for help. Maybe you made a new friend. Maybe you explained a problem. Maybe you understood a joke. These moments give English emotion, and emotional moments stay in the mind. Do not wait to become fluent before speaking with people. Speaking with people is part of becoming fluent. You may feel nervous. Your voice may shake. You may forget easy words. Do it anyway. The goal is not to impress anyone. The goal is to train your brain to stay active in a real situation. After the conversation, do not only remember the mistakes. Remember what worked. Maybe you answered 3 questions. Maybe you understood most of the conversation. Maybe you used a new phrase. Maybe you continued even when you were nervous. That is victory. Many learners only count mistakes. This makes them feel weak. Start counting brave moments. Count the times you spoke. Count the times you tried again. Count the times you understood without translation. Count the times you finished the sentence. These are signs of growth. There may also be days when English feels worse. You may speak well one day and feel slow the next day. Do not panic. Your skill has not disappeared. Maybe you are tired. Maybe you are stressed. Maybe the topic is difficult. Maybe the speaker is very fast. Language is not a straight road. Some days feel easy. Some days feel heavy. The important thing is to continue. Do not decide your whole future from one difficult conversation. One bad day does not mean you are going backward. It means you had a difficult day. Return to simple patterns. Return to easy sentences. Return to speaking aloud. Confidence comes back through action. You should also stop trying to sound exactly like someone else. Your voice is allowed to be your voice. Your accent may be different. That is not failure. People around the world speak English with many accents. The goal is not to remove every sign of where you come from. The goal is to speak clearly enough to be understood. Focus on clear words. Focus on useful rhythm. Focus on speaking with enough confidence. Do not hide your voice because it is not perfect. Your voice becomes stronger by being used. At this final stage, you must understand the difference between knowing and owning. You may know a sentence because you can understand it when you see it, but you own a sentence when you can use it at the right moment. You may know the pattern. I used to, but do you own it? Can you say, I used to wake up late. I used to be afraid of speaking. I used to translate every sentence. I used to avoid conversations. When you can use the pattern with your own life, you own it. This is your goal. Do not only recognize English. Make it yours. Take every useful sentence and connect it to your world. A sentence about someone else is easy to forget. A sentence about your life becomes personal. Say, I am trying to speak more clearly. I have been learning English for 1 year. I still make mistakes, but I continue. I want to speak without fear. I am proud of my progress. These sentences are not only practice. They tell your story. Your story gives the language meaning. Meaning makes memory stronger. There is another powerful sign that English is becoming natural. You start thinking in English without forcing it. Maybe you see a long line and think, this is going to take a while. Maybe you lose something and think, where did I put it? Maybe you feel tired and think, I need a break. These thoughts are small, but they are important. They show that English is entering your daily life. Do not try to think about deep subjects in English all day. Start with small moments. Name what you see. Name what you feel. Name what you need. Name what you plan to do. Your mind will slowly build the habit. Small English thoughts become small English sentences. Small sentences become longer speech. Longer speech becomes conversation. Conversation becomes confidence. Confidence becomes freedom. This is how the change happens. Not all at once. Step by step, sentence by sentence. You may ask, when will I finally become fluent? There is no single day when a bell rings and fluency is complete. Fluency grows. You feel it in stages. First, one sentence becomes easy. Then one pattern becomes automatic. Then one topic becomes comfortable. Then one conversation becomes possible. Then more and more situations begin to open. Fluency is not one finish line. It is a growing ability to live inside the language. You will always be able to learn more. Even native speakers learn new words. Even strong speakers make mistakes. Do not wait for a perfect ending. Enjoy the growing freedom. Look back at the learner you were before. The person who knew words but could not build sentences. The person who stopped after every mistake. The person who translated every thought. The person who was afraid to speak. That person may still appear sometimes. Fear may still return, but now you know the way forward. Use a simple pattern. Start with one clear sentence. Do not chase perfect words. Do not stop because of one mistake. Keep the thought moving. This method will always bring you back. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. Someone speaks to you in English. You listen calmly. You understand the main idea. You answer. They ask another question. You continue. You smile. You explain. You do not feel perfect. You feel present. You are inside the conversation. That is the life you are training for. Not a perfect performance, a real connection. Every lesson in this method has been preparing you for that moment. The habit killing your fluency taught you to stop waiting. The code inside every sentence taught you how English is built. Stopping the chase for words taught you to use ready groups. One pattern showed you how to create thousands of sentences. Destroying the translation trap taught you to connect ideas directly to English. Rewiring your brain taught you the power of daily repetition. And now, English begins to move through you. You are no longer building every sentence from nothing. You have patterns. You have tools. You have practice. You have courage. Use them. Speak even when the sentence is simple. Speak even when your voice feels nervous. Speak even when you forget a word. Explain it another way. Speak even when you make a mistake. Correct it and continue. Speak when you are alone. Speak with other people. Speak about your day. Speak about your plans. Speak about what you believe. The more you use your English, the more alive it becomes. A language cannot grow if it stays silent. Let it leave your mouth. Let it be imperfect. Let it become stronger through use. One day, you will notice that English no longer feels like something you are carrying. It will feel like something carrying you. The pattern will guide the sentence. The sentence will carry the thought. The thought will reach another person. And in that moment, all the small practice will make sense. You did not waste time repeating simple sentences. You were building speed. You were building trust. You were building a new path inside your brain. Now the path is open. Walk on it. Do not return to the prison of perfection. Do not return to the fear of mistakes. Do not return to silence. Your English does not need permission to begin. It begins when you use it. So start today with one real sentence. Say something you truly mean. Maybe, I am ready to improve. I will not be afraid of mistakes. I can build English sentences. I will speak a little more every day. Say it aloud. Say it again. Then add another sentence. And another. This is how English starts speaking through you. Not because fear is completely gone, but because your courage has become stronger. Not because you know every word, but because you know how to use the words you have. Not because every sentence is perfect, but because every sentence is moving. That is fluency. That is freedom. And that is the true power of the English sentence method. There is a deeper stage of fluency that many learners do not understand. It is the stage where English no longer feels like a subject you are studying. It begins to feel like a part of your daily life. You stop asking yourself, am I practicing English now? Because English starts appearing during normal moments. You may be walking and suddenly think, I forgot to bring my phone. You may be working and think, I need to finish this first. You may look outside and think, it looks like rain. These thoughts may seem small, but they are signs of a big change. They show that your brain is beginning to choose English without being forced. This is not something you can fake. It comes after many simple sentences have been repeated again and again. At first, you push English into your mind. Later, English begins to rise by itself. That is when the language starts becoming yours. But this stage brings a new challenge. You may start speaking more, but you may also notice more mistakes. Do not be afraid. This is normal. When you were silent, you made fewer speaking mistakes because you were not speaking. Now you are using more English. You are trying new ideas. You are building longer sentences. Of course, more mistakes may appear. This does not mean you are becoming worse. It means you are becoming more active. Think about a person learning to ride a bicycle. When the bicycle is standing still, the person cannot fall, but the bicycle is also going nowhere. Movement creates risk. Movement also creates progress. Your English is the same. Silence may feel safe, but silence cannot make you fluent. Speaking may feel dangerous, but speaking is the road forward. So when you make more mistakes, do not ask, why is my English so bad? Ask, what am I brave enough to say now that I could not say before? Maybe you are telling a longer story. Maybe you are asking a harder question. Maybe you are sharing your real opinion. Maybe you are speaking without planning every word. That is progress. The mistake is only a small part of the moment. Your courage is the bigger part. There is another important change that happens when English starts speaking through you. You begin to stop hearing your own voice as strange. At first, speaking English can feel uncomfortable. You hear yourself and think, this does not sound like me. Your voice feels different. Your mouth feels different. Your speed feels slow. You may even feel embarrassed when speaking alone. But after enough use, the strange feeling becomes weaker. Your English voice begins to feel more natural. You do not feel like you are acting. You do not feel like you are wearing someone else's voice. You begin to sound like yourself, only in another language. This is a beautiful moment. Because language is not only words. Language carries your feelings, your energy, your humor, your kindness, your strength. Your English should not erase who you are. It should help more of who you are become visible. You do not need to copy another person's personality. You do not need to become loud if you are naturally calm. You do not need to use difficult words to sound intelligent. You do not need to force jokes if that is not your style. Speak as yourself. Use clear words. Use honest words. Let your real voice grow inside the language. When English starts speaking through you, your goal changes. In the beginning, your goal was to finish the sentence. Then your goal became to speak more quickly. Later, your goal becomes something deeper. You want to connect. You want the other person to understand not only your words, but your meaning. This is where real communication begins. Imagine you say, I am tired. That sentence gives basic information. But maybe your true meaning is deeper. You can say, I am tired because I have been working all day. Or, I am tired, but I still need to finish this. Or, I am not only tired, I feel mentally tired. Now English is helping you express more of your real experience. This is how your language grows. You begin with simple truth, then you add detail, then you add feeling, then you add reason, then you add your opinion. For example, I like this book. Add detail. I like this book because the ideas are simple. Add feeling. This book makes me feel hopeful. Add opinion. I think every English learner should read something like this. One small sentence becomes a full thought. This is how you move from basic English to meaningful English. Do not rush this process. Build depth step by step. Your sentence does not need to become long. It needs to become clear. Clarity is more powerful than length. Some learners speak long sentences that lose their meaning. They begin well, then they add too many words. Then they become confused. Then the listener becomes confused. Do not believe that long English is always better English. A strong speaker knows when to stop. Instead of saying one giant sentence, use 3 clear sentences. For example, I wanted to call you yesterday, but I became very busy because I had many things to do and then I forgot and later I was too tired. You can say, I wanted to call you yesterday, but I became very busy. Later, I was too tired and I forgot. The meaning is clearer. The listener can follow you. You feel less pressure. Short sentences give your brain space. They also give you time to think. This is especially useful in real conversation. Speak one clear idea, pause, then add another idea. You do not need to rush. A pause is not failure. A pause can make your speech stronger. Fluent speakers pause too. They pause to think. They pause to choose a word. They pause to give the listener time. The difference is that they do not panic during the pause. Learn to feel calm inside silence. Instead of thinking, I stopped, my English is bad, think, I am choosing my next idea. You can use small phrases to hold the conversation. Say, let me think. How can I explain this? Give me a second. What I mean is, the best way to say it is, these phrases are very useful. They give you time without ending the conversation. They make your pause feel natural. They also teach your brain that you do not need to hurry. Real fluency is not only fast speaking, real fluency is calm speaking. It is knowing that you can find another way. It is trusting yourself even when the sentence is not ready. There is another secret at this stage. You must stop trying to translate your personality. Many learners know how to say facts in English, but they do not know how to show emotion. They can say, I went to the market, I bought food, I came home. But real speaking has life. You can say, I went to the market and it was extremely crowded. I waited for a long time. I was tired, but I finally found what I needed. Now the story has feeling. Your listener can imagine the moment. You do not need advanced words. You only need small words that carry emotion. Use words like really, very, honestly, sadly, luckily, suddenly, finally, surprisingly. For example, luckily I found my keys. Sadly, the shop was closed. Suddenly, it started raining. Honestly, I did not enjoy the movie. Finally, I understood the lesson. These words make simple sentences more interesting. They help your English sound more alive. You can also use simple reactions. That is great. That is surprising. That sounds difficult. I cannot believe that. I understand how you feel. That must be hard. These phrases help you become part of the conversation. Many learners only prepare answers, but conversation is not only answering questions. Conversation is also reacting. Imagine someone tells you, I lost my job last week. Do not only think about your grammar. React like a human being. Say, I am sorry to hear that. That must be very difficult. What are you planning to do next? This is real English. It is not only correct, it is connected. When English starts speaking through you, you begin to listen for meaning, not only words. At the beginning, you may try to understand every single word. If one word is missing, you feel lost. But later, your brain learns to follow the main idea. Someone may say a long sentence. You may not understand everything, but you understand enough to continue. This is a powerful skill. You do not need 100% understanding to have a conversation. You need enough understanding to respond. If you miss something, use a rescue question. Say, do you mean? Are you saying that? Did you say? Can you explain that in another way? What does that word mean? These questions are not signs of weakness. They are signs of active communication. Even native speakers ask for clearer meaning. Do not pretend to understand when you do not. That only creates more confusion. Ask, check, confirm, then continue. This gives you control. It also helps you learn the exact language you need. There is another level of automatic English. It happens when you stop building only safe sentences. Safe sentences are the ones you have used many times. They are useful. But real growth begins when you use your patterns to say something new. Maybe you know, I want to. You have used it many times. Now stretch it. I want to become more confident when I speak. I want to explain my ideas without becoming nervous. I want to stop hiding my thoughts because of my English. The pattern is familiar, but the idea is deeper. This is how you use old tools to build new meaning. Do the same with, I used to. I used to avoid English conversations. I used to feel ashamed of my mistakes. I used to believe fluency was only for talented people. Then add change. But now I speak more. But now I keep going. But now I understand that practice is more important than talent. Now English is helping you describe your growth. This is important because language becomes stronger when it carries real truth. Do not only practice sentences about imaginary people. Talk about yourself. Talk about your real fear, your real goal, your real day, your real struggle, your real progress. Meaning gives energy to language. A sentence you care about is easier to remember. This is why personal speaking is so powerful. Try a simple exercise. Choose one question. What changed in me this year? Now answer with short sentences. I became more patient. I started taking my goals seriously. I stopped waiting for the perfect time. I began practicing English every day. I still feel afraid sometimes, but I do not stop. These sentences are simple, but they are yours. Your brain will remember them because they carry your life. Another important sign appears when English starts speaking through you. You begin to correct yourself naturally. You say, "He go to work every day." Then you immediately say, "He goes to work every day." You did not stop the conversation. You did not become ashamed. Your brain noticed the problem and fixed it. This is good. Self-correction shows that your inner English system is becoming stronger. But do not correct every small mistake while speaking. If you stop after every word, the conversation will break. Correct mistakes that change the meaning. Correct mistakes you notice easily, but let small mistakes pass sometimes. There is a time for speaking. There is a time for study. During speaking, protect the flow. During study, look at the mistake carefully. You need both. If you only protect accuracy, you may become silent. If you only protect speed, the same mistakes may stay forever. Find balance. Speak freely first. Review later. For example, record yourself speaking for 2 minutes. Do not stop. Do not restart. Do not correct every sentence. After you finish, listen. Write down 3 mistakes. Only 3, then correct them. Make new examples. Say the correct sentences aloud. This keeps speaking free while still helping accuracy grow. Your brain needs freedom to speak. It also needs feedback to improve. Another secret is to create English spaces inside your day. Your whole day does not need to become English. That may feel impossible. Create small spaces. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes while walking, 5 minutes before sleeping. During that time, only use English. Think in English. Speak in English. Write short English sentences. Listen to one short English audio. Make these spaces regular. When your brain knows that English comes every day, it begins to prepare. The language stays closer. The sentence patterns become easier to reach. This is better than studying for 3 hours one day and doing nothing for a week. Fluency loves regular contact. Your brain forgets what it does not use. Keep the language warm. Touch it every day. Even on busy days, say 5 sentences. Even on tired days, repeat one pattern. Even when you feel no progress, continue. The days when you do not feel motivated are very important. Anyone can practice when they feel excited. Real progress comes when practice becomes a habit. A habit does not ask, "Do I feel ready today?" A habit says, "This is what I do." That is when English starts becoming automatic. Not only because of sentence practice, but because practice itself becomes automatic. You stop fighting yourself every day. You no longer need a big plan. You know your small system. Listen, repeat, change, use. That is enough. Listen to a useful sentence. Repeat it until it feels easy. Change 1 or 2 words. Use it in your own life. For example, "I am looking forward to the weekend." Repeat it, then change it. "I am looking forward to my holiday." "I am looking forward to meeting my friend." "I am looking forward to learning more." Then use it today. "I am looking forward to practicing English tonight." Now the sentence has entered your world. This 4-step method is simple, but it is powerful because it moves language from your ears to your mouth, then into your own thoughts. Another big change happens when you stop asking, "Do I know this word?" and start asking, "Can I use this word in a sentence?" Knowing the meaning is not enough. You may know the word improve, but can you say, "I want to improve my listening. My English is slowly improving. This method helped me improve. I need to improve the way I practice." When you can use the word in different sentences, it becomes active. Active words are the words that come during speaking. Passive words are words you understand but cannot use quickly. Your goal is not only to collect more passive words. Your goal is to wake them up. Use every new word in 3 simple sentences. Connect it to your life. Say it aloud. Bring it back the next day. A word becomes useful through use. There is also a powerful way to grow automatic speech through questions. Do not only learn statements. Turn them into questions. Suppose you learn, "I usually study at night." Now ask, "When do you usually study?" Do you usually study at night? Why do you study at night? What do you usually study? Questions make the language flexible. They also prepare you for real conversation. A good speaker does not only talk. A good speaker knows how to ask. Questions keep conversations alive. They remove pressure because you do not need to speak all the time. You can ask, "What do you think? How did that happen? What happened next? How did you feel? What are you going to do?" These are simple questions, but they open long conversations. When you learn to ask good questions, speaking becomes easier. You are not carrying the whole conversation alone. You are sharing it. Another important lesson is to stop hiding behind memorized speeches. Memorized speech can help, but real fluency means you can change direction. Maybe you prepared to talk about your work, but the other person asks about your family. Can you answer? Maybe you prepared one answer, but they ask a second question. Can you continue? This is why you must practice flexible speaking. Do not memorize every word. Memorize strong beginnings. I believe, in my experience, the main reason is, one example is, what I mean is, then use these beginnings with many ideas. For example, I believe daily practice is more useful than long study. I believe mistakes are necessary. I believe anyone can improve with the right method. One beginning gives your mind support, but the rest remains alive. This is better than memorizing a full page that may disappear when one word is forgotten. Use sentence frames. Do not build a prison of memorized words. The goal is support, not control. When English starts speaking through you, your listening also begins to feed your speaking automatically. You hear a phrase several times. Then one day, you use it. Maybe you hear, "That is not the point." Later, during a conversation, you say, "That is not the point." The real problem is, you may not remember exactly when you learned it. Your brain collected it quietly. This is why good input matters. Listen to English you want to speak. If you want clear daily English, listen to clear daily conversations. If you want professional English, listen to professional discussions. If you want storytelling, listen to good stories. Your brain copies patterns. Feed it useful patterns. Do not fill your time with English that is too difficult to understand. Difficulty can help sometimes, but if everything sounds like noise, your brain cannot collect much. Choose material where you understand most of the message. Then notice the phrases. Pause. Repeat. Take one phrase. Use it 3 times. This turns listening into speaking. You should also learn how to survive fast English. Real people do not always speak slowly. They join words. They shorten words. They change sounds. At first, this can feel frightening. Do not try to catch every word. Listen for the important words. The person may say, "What are you going to do later?" In fast speech, it may sound shorter, but the important idea is, what you do later? Your brain can still follow the meaning. Use context. Use the topic. Use the words you hear clearly. Do not panic because one part is unclear. Stay with the conversation. Your brain becomes better at fast listening through calm practice, not fear. Listen to the same short clip several times. First, understand the general meaning. Second, notice key words. Third, repeat one sentence. Fourth, use the same pattern yourself. This is enough. Do not turn listening into punishment. Turn it into discovery. Every time you recognize a pattern, celebrate it. Your brain is learning to hear the language in groups. That is a major step. There is another danger at this stage. You may become too focused on sounding fluent. You may try to speak faster than your ideas can move. Then your words become unclear. Slow down. Clear speech builds trust. People do not care how fast you speak if they cannot understand you. Speak at a speed where your meaning stays strong. Speed will grow naturally through repetition. Do not force it. Imagine carrying a glass of water. If you run too fast, the water falls. Your meaning is like that water. Carry it carefully. As your balance improves, you can move faster. At this stage, you must also become comfortable saying simple things. Do not feel ashamed of simple words. Simple language is not weak language. A strong idea can live inside easy English. For example, I was afraid, but I did it. That sentence is simple, but it is powerful. I did not know the answer, so I asked for help. Simple, clear, real. I made many mistakes, but I did not stop. Simple English can carry deep truth. Never choose a difficult word only to impress someone. Choose the word that makes your meaning clear. The purpose of language is not to show how many words you know. The purpose is to help another person understand what you mean. When English starts speaking through you, you also begin to trust unfinished knowledge. You may not know every grammar rule. You may not know every word. You may not understand every accent, but you can still communicate. This is important. Many learners delay speaking because they think they need complete knowledge. Complete knowledge does not exist. There will always be more to learn. You become a speaker while you are still a learner. You do not graduate from learning before you begin speaking. Speaking and learning grow together. You speak, you notice a gap, you learn something, you speak again. This cycle never ends, and that is good. It keeps your English alive. There is beauty in being able to say, "I do not know, but I am learning." This sentence removes shame. You do not need to pretend. You do not need to prove anything. You only need to continue. Another strong practice is to tell the same story more than once. Choose a simple story from your life. Maybe you missed a bus. Maybe you met an old friend. Maybe something funny happened at work. Tell the story today. It may be slow. Tell it again tomorrow. You will notice that the words come faster. Tell it again after 3 days. Now add more detail. The story becomes easier because the language is becoming familiar. This practice is powerful because real fluency grows through repeated meaning. You do not always need new topics. The same story can become smoother every time. First version: I missed the bus yesterday. I was late. I called my manager. Second version: yesterday I missed the bus because I left home late. I had to wait 20 minutes. I called my manager and explained the problem. Third version: yesterday was a difficult morning. I left home late, missed the bus, and had to wait for the next one. Luckily, my manager understood. The story grows. Your speed grows. Your control grows. This is how speaking becomes natural. You can do the same with opinions. Choose one topic. Is daily practice important? Answer today. Answer again tomorrow. Try to explain it in another way. Your brain becomes flexible when it learns many ways to express one idea. You are not memorizing one answer. You are building speaking power. At this stage, you should begin to notice your strongest patterns. Maybe you use I think, I feel, I want to, I need to, I used to. These are your starting tools. Good. Use them, but slowly add new ones. From my point of view, one reason is, the biggest problem is, what I learned is, the truth is, these patterns help you express deeper thoughts. Do not learn too many at once. Choose one, use it for a week, make it comfortable, then add another. Automatic English grows from depth, not only quantity. One pattern used 50 times is often more valuable than 50 patterns used once. Repeat until the pattern feels like part of your mouth. Repeat until your brain can find it without searching. Then build on it. There will come a day when you enter a conversation and forget that you are using English. For a few moments, you will only think about the person, the story, the idea, the feeling. You will not be watching every sentence. You will be inside the meaning. This is one of the most beautiful moments in language learning, because the language becomes invisible. It stops standing between you and the other person. It begins carrying you toward them. This is what you have been training for. Not to perform English, not to show perfect grammar, to connect, to understand, to be understood, to take part, to stop hiding. Your English journey is not only about language, it is also about courage. Every sentence says, I am willing to be heard. Every question says, I am willing to learn. Every mistake says, I am willing to continue. Every conversation says, I am no longer waiting for perfection. That is why speaking changes more than your English. It changes the way you see yourself. You begin to trust that you can enter difficult moments. You begin to trust that you can find another way. You begin to trust that one missing word cannot defeat you. You begin to trust your own voice. This trust is more valuable than any single grammar rule. Rules help you build sentences. Trust helps you release them. You need both. But many learners have rules and no trust. They know English, but they do not use it. Your goal is different. You are building knowledge that moves. You are building language that lives. You are building sentences that leave your mind and enter the world. So continue. Continue when your English feels strong. Continue when it feels weak. Continue when people understand you. Continue when you need to explain again. Continue when the sentence comes quickly. Continue when the sentence comes slowly. Every time you stay in the conversation, you become stronger. Every time you return to practice, the path becomes clearer. Every time you use one pattern in a new way, your brain becomes more flexible. There is no wasted sentence. Even a broken sentence teaches your brain to move. Even a slow answer trains courage. Even a small thought in English makes the new path stronger. Never laugh at your beginning. Never feel ashamed of simple English. Every fluent speaker once had fewer words. Every strong voice once felt weak. Every automatic sentence was once difficult. Progress can be quiet, but quiet progress is still progress. Maybe today you can speak for 30 seconds. Next month, you may speak for 2 minutes. Maybe today you need 10 seconds to answer. Later, you may answer in 3. Maybe today you translate half of your thoughts. Later, you may translate only some. These are real changes. Do not wait for a giant miracle. Notice the small signs, the shorter pause, the clearer sentence, the new phrase. The moment you continued after a mistake. The moment you understood without translation. The moment someone understood you easily. These moments are the proof. Your brain is changing. Your mouth is learning. Your fear is becoming smaller. Your English is becoming alive. One day, you will look back and remember the time when every sentence felt heavy. You will remember how long you waited before speaking. You will remember how afraid you were of simple mistakes. And you will realize something beautiful. The words did not become easier because English changed. They became easier because you changed. You trained. You repeated. You listened. You spoke. You failed. You continued. You stopped demanding perfection. You started choosing progress. That is when the language opened. That is when the sentences began to move. That is when English started speaking through you. From this point forward, do not return to silence. You may still feel fear. Speak with fear. You may still make mistakes. Speak with mistakes. You may still forget words. Explain another way. You may still feel slow. Use a short sentence. There is always a way forward. Say what you can say, then add one more idea, then one more. This is how fluency continues to grow. Not through one final test, not through one perfect day. Through a lifetime of small, honest use. English does not need to become perfect before it becomes useful. Use it now. Use it to ask. Use it to answer. Use it to learn. Use it to connect. Use it to share your story. Use it to build your future. The language becomes yours every time you use it. So today, do not only read these words. Speak. Choose one pattern. Build 5 sentences. Say them aloud. Then tell one short story. Ask one question. Answer it quickly. Describe one real feeling. Give one honest opinion. Let English leave your mind. Let it enter your voice. Let your voice become stronger. You are not waiting for fluency anymore. You are creating it. One sentence at a time. One brave moment at a time. One conversation at a time. And every time you continue, English becomes less like something you study and more like something you are able to live.